In a quiet corner of the galaxy, far beyond the reach of Earth's primitive telescopes, an alien scout ship drifted silently through the endless void. Its mission was simple: observe and report. The crew aboard this small vessel had been sent by their empire to investigate rumors about a distant blue planet called Earth. To them, Earth was just another speck in the vastness of space, a backwater rock teeming with life, but posing no real threat. For centuries, humanity had remained hidden from the rest of the galaxy, unaware that countless other civilizations existed among the stars. But on this day, something extraordinary happened, something that would change everything. The Scout ship's sensors suddenly picked up unusual activity around Earth's atmosphere. At first, the crew dismissed it as some natural phenomenon, perhaps volcanic eruptions or solar flares disrupting their readings. But as they focused their instruments more intently, what they saw left them stunned. The sky above Earth seemed to part like curtains being drawn open, revealing massive structures suspended in orbit. These were not mere satellites or space stations. These were colossal warships, star destroyers unlike anything the aliens had ever encountered in their millennia of exploration. Each vessel gleamed ominously against the blackness of space, bristling with weapon systems that radiated unimaginable power. The alien crew exchanged nervous glances. They had heard whispers of advanced civilizations capable of building such marvels, but never had they imagined that humans, those fragile, short-lived beings confined to one planet, could achieve such feats. The sheer scale of the ships defied logic. Some stretched hundreds of kilometers long, dwarfing even the largest vessels in their own fleet. Their surfaces shimmered with metallic alloys unknown to science, and their engines pulsed with energy signatures that made the scout ship's scanners overload. It was clear that humanity had unlocked secrets far beyond what anyone thought possible. Word spread quickly among the galactic civilizations. News of Earth's sudden emergence into the cosmic stage reached every corner of known space within days. For centuries, humanity had been viewed as insignificant, an unremarkable species still struggling to leave its cradle. Now those same beings who once gazed at the stars in wonder commanded machines capable of obliterating entire planets. Fear rippled across empires, alliances shifted, and leaders scrambled to understand how such a transformation could occur so swiftly. Some speculated that Earth had stumbled upon ancient, forgotten technology buried deep within its crust. Others believed humans had reverse-engineered artifacts left behind by long-extinct races. Still, others whispered dark theories. That humanity had tapped into forces best left untouched, harnessing powers meant only for gods. For the aliens watching from afar, the implications were terrifying. Humanity's rise challenged everything they thought they knew about progress and evolution. How could a species go from primitive tribes wielding stone tools to constructing interstellar armadas in just a few thousand years? What drove them to push boundaries so relentlessly? And most importantly, what did they plan to do with this newfound strength? Questions swirled in the minds of diplomats, scientists, and military strategists alike. No one dared underestimate humans anymore. Back on Earth, the unveiling of the Star Destroyers marked a turning point in human history. For decades, nations had worked together in secret, pooling resources and knowledge to develop technologies previously thought impossible. The project began during a time of crisis when Earth faced environmental collapse, resource shortages, and political instability. Desperation fueled innovation, and humanity poured all its efforts into survival. Engineers, physicists, and visionaries collaborated across borders, breaking barriers that once divided them. Slowly but surely, they pieced together breakthroughs in quantum mechanics, artificial intelligence, and material science. Every discovery brought them closer to their ultimate goal, ensuring humanity's place among the stars. What started as a desperate bid for survival evolved into something greater, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The Star Destroyers were the culmination of centuries of dreams, failures, and triumphs. Each ship bore names inspired by mythology and history: Odyssey, Phoenix, Titan, and dozens more. They weren't just machines. They were symbols of hope, resilience, and ambition. Yet their creation came at a cost. Billions of dollars, countless lives, and untold sacrifices went into building these behemoths. Entire forests were cleared to mine rare minerals, rivers rerouted to cool reactors, and cities repurposed into sprawling industrial complexes. Despite the hardships, humanity persevered, driven by the belief that their future depended on reaching the stars. As the alien scout ship continued monitoring Earth, its crew couldn't help but feel a mix of awe and dread. The humans had accomplished something remarkable, something that should have taken tens of thousands of years. But with great power came great responsibility and uncertainty. What would humanity do next? Would they use their newfound strength to protect themselves, or would they turn their gaze outward seeking conquest and domination? The answers remained hidden, shrouded in mystery like the clouds obscuring Earth's surface. On board the scout ship, the captain made a decision. He transmitted his findings back to his superiors, detailing everything he had witnessed. His report included images of the star destroyers, data on their energy signatures, and speculative analyses of their capabilities. As the message traveled through hyperspace, he couldn't shake off a nagging feeling of unease. Humanity's rise was unprecedented, and their intentions unclear. Whatever happened next, one thing was certain. The galaxy would never be the same again. Meanwhile, back on Earth, celebrations erupted as news of the successful unveiling spread. People gathered in streets and squares, cheering and waving flags emblazoned with the insignia of the United Earth Federation, the governing body responsible for uniting humanity under a single banner. Leaders delivered impassioned speeches, promising a brighter future where humanity stood shoulder to shoulder with the greatest civilizations in the cosmos. Yet, beneath the surface of jubilation lay simmering tensions. Not everyone agreed on how to wield their newfound power. Some argued for aggressive expansion, believing humanity deserved to claim its rightful place among the stars. Others advocated caution, warning that provoking older, more established empires could lead to disaster. Debates raged in council chambers and living rooms alike, reflecting the diversity of opinions that defined humanity itself. Despite the disagreements, one sentiment united everyone: pride. Humanity had achieved the impossible, proving that even the smallest spark could ignite a fire capable of lighting up the universe. The star destroyers served as both a shield and a beacon, protecting Earth while signaling its arrival on the galactic stage. For better or worse, humanity's journey had begun, and there was no turning back now. Far away, in the dimly lit corridors of alien warships and palaces, rulers and generals pored over reports about Earth. Maps were redrawn, strategies revised, and alliances reconsidered. Humanity's emergence forced everyone to adapt, whether they liked it or not. Some saw opportunity in the chaos, eager to exploit Earth's vulnerabilities before it grew too powerful. Others recognized the futility of resistance and sought diplomatic solutions instead. Across the galaxy, conversations turned to the same question: what does humanity want? Only time would tell if Earth's rise heralded a new era of peace or plunged the galaxy into conflict. One thing was undeniable: though the humans had arrived and they were here to stay. The unveiling of Earth's star destroyers sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy, igniting a firestorm of reactions among alien civilizations. For centuries, humanity had been dismissed as an insignificant species, primitive beings who spent their days squabbling over borders and ideologies while gazing at the stars with childlike wonder. Now, those same beings stood on the brink of galactic prominence, commanding machines so powerful they defied comprehension. The sheer audacity of humanity's achievement left even the most advanced races reeling. Alien leaders convened emergency sessions in glittering palaces and shadowy war rooms, poring over intelligence reports about Earth's newfound capabilities. Some empires reacted with outright hostility, viewing humanity's rise as a direct threat to their dominance. Others adopted a more cautious approach, seeking to understand the motivations behind Earth's sudden emergence. Diplomatic envoys were dispatched almost immediately, their sleek ships carving paths through hyperspace toward the blue planet. These representatives carried gifts, treaties, and thinly veiled threats, all designed to gauge whether Earth intended to coexist peacefully or assert its supremacy by force. On board one such envoy vessel, Ambassador Vren of the Zorathian Empire stared out at the swirling vortex of hyperspace, his six-limbed body tense with apprehension. The Zorathians prided themselves on their military might and technological superiority, ruling vast swaths of space with an iron fist. But now, for the first time in millennia, uncertainty clouded their minds. If these humans are truly as powerful as the reports suggest, Vren muttered to his aide, then we may need to rethink our strategy entirely. His words hung heavy in the air, underscoring the gravity of the situation. Meanwhile, aboard another diplomatic ship, Elder Silva of the Lumina Collective reflected on humanity's potential impact. The Luminans were a pacifist race renowned for their wisdom and mastery of energy manipulation. Unlike the Zorathians, they saw opportunity rather than danger in Earth's rise. Perhaps this is a chance for renewal, Silva said softly. Hurry. Crystalline skin shimmering faintly in the dim light. A species capable of creating such wonders must also possess great compassion. We should extend a hand of friendship before fear drives them to isolation. Back on Earth, humanity grappled with its own challenges. The United Earth Federation, the governing body responsible for uniting humanity under a single banner, faced mounting pressure from both internal factions and external forces. Within the council chambers, debates raged over how to respond to the influx of alien visitors. Hawks argued for a show of strength, believing that projecting power would deter aggression and secure Earth's position as a dominant force. Doves countered that diplomacy was the key to long-term survival, urging restraint and cooperation instead of posturing. President Elena Vasquez, the charismatic leader of the Federation, found herself caught between these opposing views. A former scientist turned politician, Vasquez understood the delicate balance required to navigate this unprecedented moment. She knew that humanity's actions in the coming weeks would shape not only its future, but also the fate of countless other civilizations across the galaxy. Her advisors bombarded her with conflicting recommendations, each more urgent than the last. Yet deep down, she trusted her instincts. Humanity had reached the stars not through conquest, but through collaboration. That spirit of unity, she believed, should guide their next steps. As alien delegations arrived in orbit around Earth, tensions ran high. Massive vessels representing dozens of species hovered above the planet like silent sentinels, their presence both awe-inspiring and intimidating. On board the Odyssey, humanity's flagship star destroyer, Captain Marcus Reed prepared to greet the newcomers. A decorated officer, known for his calm demeanor under pressure, Reed had spent years training. For this very moment, he donned his ceremonial uniform, a blend of traditional military regalia and futuristic design, and stepped onto the observation deck, where holographic screens displayed live feeds of the assembled fleet. Remember, Reed addressed his crew over the intercom, we represent not just ourselves but all of humanity. Let us show them that we are not savages nor conquerors, but explorers, builders, and dreamers. One by one, the alien envoys transmitted messages requesting permission to dock with the Odyssey. Each delegation brought unique customs and protocols, requiring careful coordination to avoid misunderstandings. When Ambassador Vren finally boarded the human vessel, flanked by armored guards, he couldn't help but marvel at the craftsmanship of the interior. Sleek corridors lined with glowing panels led to a grand chamber where President Vasquez awaited him alongside Captain Reed. Welcome to Earth, Vasquez said warmly, extending her hand in greeting. Vren hesitated for a moment before reciprocating the gesture, his clawed fingers brushing against hers. It was a small act, yet it carried immense symbolic weight, the first formal interaction between humanity and one of the galaxy's oldest empires. Vren wasted no time getting to the point. Your arrival has caused concern among my people, he admitted bluntly. We have questions about your intentions. Will you use your fleet to expand your territory? To enforce your will upon others? Vasquez met his gaze steadily. Earth seeks neither conquest nor domination, she replied firmly. Our goal is simple, to ensure the survival and prosperity of our species. We wish to learn from you, trade with you, and work together to build a better future for all. Though Vren remained skeptical, he nodded curtly. We shall see if your words match your actions. Similar exchanges took place throughout the day as delegations from various species met with Earth's leaders. Some came bearing gifts, rare minerals, ancient artifacts, or advanced technologies, while others issued veiled warnings disguised as pleasantries. Amidst the chaos, humanity's resolve was tested repeatedly. Every decision carried consequences. Every misstep risked escalating tensions. Yet amidst the whirlwind of diplomacy, rumors began circulating among the alien factions. Whispers of a particular human warship spread like wildfire, igniting both curiosity and dread. This vessel, known only as Eclipse, was rumored to be unlike any other in existence. Descriptions varied wildly, from tales of its ability to slice through moons with a single shot, to claims that its shields could repel entire fleets without sustaining damage. Whether myth or reality, Eclipse became a symbol of humanity's untapped potential, a reminder that Earth still held secrets best left undiscovered. For many alien observers, the mere possibility of Eclipse's existence was enough to alter their strategies. Empires began diverting resources away from expansion and toward defense, fortifying their borders in anticipation of conflict. Others chose to erase references to Eclipse entirely, fearing that even acknowledging its name might invite disaster. Despite humanity's insistence on peaceful coexistence, paranoia lingered in the hearts of many. Back on Earth, the strain of maintaining unity grew heavier with each passing day. While the Federation projected confidence outwardly, cracks began forming beneath the surface. Nationalist movements within member states pushed for independence, arguing that Earth's newfound power belonged to individual nations rather than a centralized authority. Protesters filled streets chanting slogans that ranged from calls for transparency to demands for aggressive action. Media outlets amplified dissenting voices, fueling public discourse and sowing division. Captain Reed watched these developments with growing unease. He had fought tirelessly to bring humanity to this point, sacrificing personal happiness and enduring countless hardships along the way. Now, as fractures threatened to undo everything they had achieved, he felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on him. Late one night, standing alone on the bridge of the Odyssey, he stared out at the endless expanse of stars. Somewhere out there lay answers, solutions to the challenges facing Earth and the galaxy alike. All they needed was the courage to seek them. Unbeknownst to Reed, a message from deep space flickered across the Odyssey's communication array. Encoded in frequencies unfamiliar to human technology, it contained coordinates leading to a remote sector of the galaxy. Analysts scrambled to decode the transmission, unsure whether it represented an invitation or a trap. Whatever it was, one thing was certain: humanity's journey was far from over. As dawn broke over Earth, casting golden light across oceans and continents, the planet seemed poised on the edge of destiny. Its people had proven themselves capable of greatness, achieving feats once thought impossible. Yet with greatness came responsibility and uncertainty. The galaxy watched and waited, holding its breath as humanity took its first tentative steps into the unknown. Would Earth rise to meet the challenges ahead or falter under the weight of expectation? Only time would tell. As days turned into weeks, humanity's interactions with alien civilizations deepened, revealing both opportunities and challenges. The United Earth Federation worked tirelessly to maintain diplomatic relations, hosting delegations aboard the Odyssey and other star destroyers while simultaneously addressing growing unrest on Earth itself. Each meeting brought new insights and new complications as humanity navigated the delicate balance between asserting its strength and fostering trust. Ambassador Vren of the Zorathian Empire remained skeptical. his sharp eyes scanning every detail during negotiations. Despite President Vasquez's assurances of peaceful intentions, he couldn't shake off the feeling that humanity was hiding something. "Your words are polished," Vren remarked during one particularly tense session, "but your actions speak louder. Why do you keep certain ships hidden from view? What secrets lie within your fleet?" Vasquez smiled faintly but didn't flinch. "Not all our vessels are combat ready," she explained calmly. "Some are undergoing maintenance or upgrades. Others serve specialized purposes: exploration, research, humanitarian aid. Transparency is important to us, Ambassador. If you wish, we can arrange tours of select ships once protocols allow." Though Vren accepted the offer reluctantly, his suspicions lingered. He wasn't alone in his doubts. Whispers about eclipse continued to spread among the delegations. Some believed it to be a myth, a fabrication designed to intimidate, but others insisted it was real, citing anomalies detected near contested territories where entire fleets had vanished without explanation. Whether true or not, the legend of eclipse cast a long shadow over humanity's diplomatic efforts, complicating an already fragile situation. Meanwhile, Elder Silva of the Lumina Collective took a different approach. Unlike the militaristic Zorathians, the Luminans sought to build bridges rather than fortify walls. During their meetings, Silva emphasized shared values such as curiosity, innovation, and compassion. "Your achievements inspire hope," she told Vasquez warmly. "Imagine what we could accomplish together if we pooled our knowledge and resources. Perhaps there are mysteries in this universe that no single species can solve alone." Her words resonated deeply with many members of the Federation Council, who saw collaboration as humanity's best chance for survival. But not everyone agreed. Hawks within the Federation argued that alliances should come second to securing Earth's dominance. "We cannot afford to appear weak," General Erickson declared during a heated council session. "The galaxy respects only power. If we want peace, we must first prove we're willing to fight for it." These divisions spilled into public discourse, fueling protests and debates across Earth. Nationalist movements gained momentum, accusing the Federation of prioritizing alien interests over those of individual nations. Media outlets amplified dissenting voices, broadcasting fiery speeches and sensational headlines that painted humanity's rise as either a triumph or a betrayal, depending on the perspective. Amidst the chaos, President Vasquez struggled to maintain unity, knowing that internal fractures could undermine everything they had achieved. Captain Marcus Reed found himself caught in the crossfire. As commander of the Odyssey, he bore witness to humanity's struggles firsthand. Diplomatic sessions alternated between moments of genuine connection and outright hostility, leaving him drained yet determined. One evening, after escorting a delegation back to their ship, Reed retreated to his quarters for some much-needed solitude. Staring out at the stars through the viewport, he reflected on how far humanity had come and how perilous the road ahead remained. His thoughts were interrupted by Lieutenant Ava Chen, his trusted second in command. "Sir, we've received another encoded transmission," she reported, her tone cautious. "It's similar to the one we intercepted last week. Same frequency, same encryption method." Reed frowned. "Coordinates again?" "Yes, sir, but this time there's more data attached. An image file partially corrupted. Our analysts are working on restoring it now." Curiosity piqued, Reed accompanied Chen to the analysis lab, where technicians huddled around glowing screens. After hours of painstaking work, they managed to reconstruct fragments of the image, a swirling nebula surrounding what appeared to be a massive structure of unknown origin. Its design defied conventional logic, combining organic curves with geometric precision. Whatever it was, it radiated an aura of ancient mystery. "What do you think it is?" Chen asked quietly, voicing the question on everyone's mind. "I don't know," Reed admitted. "But whoever sent this message wants us to find it. Question is, why?" Before they could delve deeper, alarms blared throughout the ship. A sudden surge of energy signatures lit up the sensors, indicating multiple vessels emerging from hyperspace near Earth's orbit. Reed rushed to the bridge, heart pounding as the situation unfolded. On screen, dozens of alien warships materialized, their weapon systems primed for battle. This wasn't a diplomatic visit, it was an invasion force. Tension crackled in the air as Captain Reed opened a channel to the lead vessel. "This is Captain Marcus Reed of the United Earth Federation flagship Odyssey. Identify yourselves and state your purpose," a distorted voice responded, dripping with menace. "You call yourselves guardians of peace, yet you wield weapons capable of destroying worlds. Surrender your fleet or face annihilation." Reed clenched his fists, but kept his composure. "We seek no conflict. Withdraw immediately or we will defend ourselves." The standoff escalated rapidly, with both sides exchanging threats and ultimatums. Back on Earth, panic erupted as news of the impending attack spread. Cities descended into chaos, with millions fleeing to underground shelters while others gathered in streets praying for deliverance. In the Federation Council chambers, leaders debated whether to retaliate or attempt negotiation. Time was running out. President Vasquez made a bold decision. She ordered all available Star Destroyers to assemble in formation around Earth, creating an impenetrable defensive perimeter. At the same time, she broadcast a message directly to the invading fleet. "Hear me, invaders. We are not afraid of you. Humanity has faced extinction before and emerged stronger. If you value your lives, stand down now." Her words echoed across space, reaching not just the enemy fleet, but countless listening ears throughout the galaxy. For a moment, silence reigned. Then, unexpectedly, the lead vessel transmitted a response. "Very well. Prove your worth, humans. Let us see if your boasts hold truth." With that, the invaders launched a barrage of missiles and energy beams testing Earth's defenses. The Star Destroyers responded with coordinated precision, deploying shields and countermeasures to neutralize the assault. Explosions illuminated the darkness as humanity fought back, demonstrating the full extent of their technological prowess. Each shot fired served as a reminder of what they had sacrificed to reach this point. The lives lost, the hardships endured, the dreams realized. Amidst the chaos, Captain Reed spotted an opportunity. Using advanced targeting algorithms, he directed the Odyssey's main cannon toward a critical node in the enemy formation. With a deafening roar, the weapon discharged, obliterating several vessels in a single strike. Cheers erupted aboard the Odyssey as the tide of battle shifted in humanity's favor. Realizing they were outmatched, the remaining invaders retreated, vanishing into hyperspace as quickly as they had arrived. Breathing heavily, Reed turned to his crew. "Well done, everyone. Today we proved that humanity isn't just a name, it's a promise. A promise to protect, to persevere, and to prevail." As the dust settled, reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Civilizations that had once dismissed humanity now watched in awe, recognizing the depth of their resolve. Even the most hardened skeptics acknowledged that Earth's rise was no fluke. It was destiny written in stars. Yet, questions remained, unanswered. Who had sent the mysterious transmissions? What secrets awaited humanity beyond the nebula? And what role would Eclipse play in shaping their future? For now, though, humanity celebrated its victory, taking pride in having stood firm against adversity. They had taken their first steps into the galactic arena and shown the universe that they belonged. Underneath the euphoria, however, shadows loomed. Rumors swirled about factions within the galaxy plotting revenge, determined to bring Earth to its knees. Humanity's journey was far from over, and the battles ahead promised to test them in ways they couldn't yet imagine. But for every challenge, there was also hope, a belief that together they could overcome anything. As stars twinkled in the endless night, humanity looked outward, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. Their story was just beginning. The aftermath of the invasion attempt left humanity shaken but resolute. The battle had been a sobering reminder of the dangers lurking beyond Earth's borders, yet it also solidified humanity's place as a force to be reckoned with. News of their victory spread like wildfire across the galaxy, sparking both admiration and fear among alien civilizations. For some, Humanity's triumph was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of unity and determination. For others, it was a chilling warning that Earth would not hesitate to defend itself if provoked. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted in streets and cities with millions gathering to honor the bravery of the Star Destroyer crews. Fireworks lit up the night sky, echoing the explosions that had marked humanity's stand against the invaders. Yet beneath the jubilation lay an undercurrent of unease. The attack had exposed vulnerabilities, not just in Earth's defenses but within its own fractured society. Nationalist movements continued to gain traction, accusing the Federation of prioritizing interstellar diplomacy over domestic concerns. Protests turned violent in several regions, with demonstrators clashing with law enforcement over issues ranging from resource allocation to perceived favoritism toward certain nations during the crisis. President Elena Vasquez addressed the nation from the Federation headquarters, her voice steady despite the weight of responsibility pressing down on her shoulders. "Today, we prove that humanity is capable of greatness," she declared, standing before a backdrop of Earth's flag. "But our journey is far from over. We must remain vigilant, united, and prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. Let this moment remind us not only of what we have achieved, but of what we must protect." Her words resonated with many, but dissenting voices persisted. Critics argued that humanity's focus should shift inward to address inequality, heal divisions, and ensure that no one was left behind as Earth ventured further into the stars. Others called for aggressive expansion, believing that dominance was the only way to guarantee long-term survival. These conflicting ideologies created a fragile tension within the Federation, threatening to unravel the unity that had brought them this far. Amidst the chaos, Captain Marcus Reed and his crew aboard the Odyssey faced a new challenge, deciphering the mysterious transmissions they had intercepted. Analysts worked tirelessly to restore the corrupted image file, piecing together fragments of data until a clearer picture emerged. What they discovered sent shockwaves through the Federation Council, a massive structure suspended within a swirling nebula, pulsating with energy unlike anything recorded in human or alien databases. Its design blended organic curves with geometric precision, suggesting a level of technology far beyond current understanding. "This isn't just a random artifact," Lieutenant Ava Chen remarked during a briefing session. "Whoever built this intended it to be found. But why? And by whom?" Reed studied the image intently, his mind racing with possibilities. It could be a trap or an invitation. Either way, we can't ignore it. If there's even a chance, this leads to answers about Eclipse or other secrets hidden in the galaxy. We owe it to ourselves to investigate. With President Vasquez's approval, the Odyssey set course for the coordinates embedded in the transmission. Accompanied by a small fleet of support vessels, the mission represented humanity's first major step beyond Earth's immediate sphere of influence. As the ships entered hyperspace, anticipation crackled among the crew. They were venturing into uncharted territory, guided only by fragments of information and a shared sense of purpose. Days later, the fleet emerged near the nebula, its vibrant colors shimmering like liquid fire against the blackness of space. Sensors immediately detected unusual energy readings emanating from the structure at its center. Closer inspection revealed intricate carvings etched into its surface, symbols resembling languages from ancient Earth civilizations yet subtly altered. It was as though someone had taken humanity's past and rewritten it into something entirely new. As the Odyssey approached, a sudden surge of energy enveloped the ship, causing alarms to blare throughout the vessel. "Shields are holding," Chen reported, her hands flying across the control panel. "But I'm detecting fluctuations in our systems. Whatever this thing is, it's interacting with us." Before Reed could respond, a holographic figure materialized on the bridge, a towering humanoid form clad in flowing robes that seemed to ripple with starlight. Its face was obscured, but its voice resonated with an otherworldly clarity. "You have come far, children of Earth," it intoned. "Few possess the courage to seek truth when confronted with uncertainty. Know this, your rise has not gone unnoticed, nor has the weapon you call Eclipse." The crew exchanged uneasy glances, unsure whether to trust the entity or prepare for conflict. Reed stepped forward cautiously. "Who are you, and what do you want from us?" "I am a guardian," the figure replied. "A keeper of knowledge passed down through eons. Long ago your ancestors walked among the stars wielding powers they did not fully comprehend. Their hubris led to their downfall, scattering fragments of their legacy across the cosmos. You have rediscovered these fragments, reshaping them into tools of war and wonder. But beware. The path you tread carries risks greater than any battle." The implications of the Guardian's words sank in slowly. Humanity's rapid advancement wasn't merely a product of ingenuity. It was tied to a forgotten history, buried deep within their DNA and waiting to be unearthed. The star destroyers, Eclipse, even the nebula itself, all were pieces of a puzzle spanning millennia. "What happens now?" Reed asked, his voice tinged with both awe and trepidation. "That depends on you," the Guardian said cryptically. "Choose wisely, for the choices you make will shape not only your destiny, but the fate of countless others. Remember, power, without wisdom, is a dangerous flame." With that, the figure vanished, leaving the crew grappling with the enormity of what they had learned. The structure began emitting pulses of energy, signaling the fleet to depart. As the Odyssey pulled away, Reed couldn't shake the feeling that they had barely scratched the surface of a much larger mystery. Upon returning to Earth, Reed and his team presented their findings to the Federation Council. The revelation of humanity's ancient connection to advanced civilizations sparked heated debates. Some saw it as validation of their potential, proof that they were destined for greatness. Others viewed it as a cautionary tale, warning against repeating the mistakes of the past. President Vasquez urged caution, emphasizing the importance of using this newfound knowledge responsibly. Yet not everyone agreed. Rumors circulated about factions within the Federation seeking to exploit the Guardian's secrets for personal gain. Whispers of experiments conducted in secret labs hinted at attempts to unlock forbidden technologies. Meanwhile, alien empires monitored Earth closely, wary of what humanity might unleash next. In the shadows, Elder Silva of the Lumina Collective watched developments unfold with growing concern. She reached out to President Vasquez privately, urging her to prioritize peace over ambition. "Knowledge is a gift," Silva reminded her gently, "but it must be wielded with care. Do not let pride blind you to the consequences of unchecked power." Vasquez nodded thoughtfully, recognizing the wisdom in Silva's words. Yet she knew that maintaining balance wouldn't be easy. Humanity stood at a crossroads, torn between forging alliances and asserting dominance. Every decision carried weight, every action rippled outward, affecting countless lives. As weeks passed, preparations began for another expedition to explore more of the nebula and uncover additional clues about humanity's origins. Captain Reed volunteered to lead the mission, driven by a desire to understand the forces shaping their destiny. Before departing, he addressed his crew, his tone firm yet compassionate. "We've been given a rare opportunity," he said, meeting each pair of eyes in turn, "to discover who we truly are and who we can become. Let us move forward with humility and resolve. Together we'll write the next chapter of humanity's story." With those words, the fleet launched once more into the unknown, carrying hopes and fears alike. Stars stretched endlessly before them, beckoning humanity deeper into the mysteries of the universe. Whatever awaited them, whether allies, enemies, or revelations, they were ready to face it head-on. For better or worse, humanity had chosen its path, and the galaxy held its breath, watching. The second expedition into the nebula marked a pivotal moment in humanity's journey. Armed with fragments of knowledge from the Guardian and fueled by an unyielding sense of curiosity, the fleet led by Captain Marcus Reed ventured deeper into the swirling expanse. The Odyssey served as the flagship once again, flanked by smaller vessels equipped for exploration and research. Each crew member carried a mix of excitement and trepidation, knowing they were about to uncover secrets that could redefine not only their understanding of themselves, but also their place in the cosmos. As they approached the heart of the nebula, Sensors detected faint signals emanating from various points within the colorful haze. These weren't random energy fluctuations. They were structured transmissions, akin to coordinates or encoded messages. Lieutenant Ava Chen worked tirelessly, alongside her team to decode them, piecing together patterns that hinted at a network of ancient structures scattered throughout the region. It became clear that the nebula was no ordinary phenomenon. It was a repository of forgotten history, a celestial archive left behind by civilizations long extinct, or so humanity believed. One signal stood out among the rest, a pulsating beacon, leading to a colossal structure hidden within the densest part of the nebula. Its design mirrored the first artifact they had encountered, yet this one radiated power on an unimaginable scale. As the fleet drew closer, the sheer size of the construct left everyone awestruck. Towering spires jutted into space, glowing faintly with an ethereal light that seemed alive. Symbols etched into its surface shifted and changed, as if responding to their presence. "This is it," Reed murmured, his voice tinged with reverence. "Whatever we're looking for, it's here." Before they could initiate contact, the structure activated, projecting a holographic interface onto the bridge of the Odyssey. Unlike the Guardian's earlier appearance, this projection lacked humanoid form. Instead, it manifested as a cascade of shifting shapes and colors, resembling galaxies colliding and reforming. A voice emerged, not spoken aloud but resonating directly within their minds. "You have returned," it said, calm yet commanding. Few possess the resolve to seek truth when faced with uncertainty. Your ancestors walked this path before you, seeking answers to questions that transcend time and space. Will you continue their quest? Reed hesitated briefly before replying. "We want to understand who we are and what we're capable of becoming. If our past holds lessons for us, then we must learn them." The entity paused as though evaluating his sincerity. Then it spoke again. "Very well. But know this. Knowledge demands sacrifice. To unlock the full extent of your potential, you must confront truths that may challenge everything you believe." With those words, the interface dissolved, replaced by a doorway-like portal opening on the structure's surface. Without hesitation, Reed ordered a shuttlecraft prepared. Accompanied by Lieutenant Chen and a small team of scientists, he boarded the vessel and entered the construct, leaving behind the safety of the Odyssey. Inside, they found themselves surrounded by corridors lined with luminous walls that pulsed, rhythmically, creating an almost hypnotic effect. Every step forward revealed new wonders: rooms filled with crystalline archives, chambers humming with dormant machinery, and halls adorned with murals depicting scenes of cosmic battles and celestial harmony. At the center of the labyrinthine complex lay a chamber unlike anything they had seen before. Suspended above a pedestal floated a device shaped like a sphere, its surface rippling with streams of golden light. Sensors indicated it was emitting waves of energy similar to those detected near eclipse. This, Reed realized, was the key to unlocking humanity's destiny. "We need to bring this back to Earth," Chen whispered, her eyes wide with awe. "Imagine what we could achieve if we harness its power." But Reed remained cautious. "Power isn't the goal here," he reminded her gently. "Understanding is. Let's focus on learning how it works before deciding what to do with it." Their investigation was interrupted when alarms blared aboard the Odyssey. Back outside, several alien ships had appeared unexpectedly, surrounding the human fleet. Their design suggested they belonged to a coalition of empires hostile toward Earth, the same factions rumored to have orchestrated the earlier invasion attempt. Communication channels crackled to life as the invaders demanded immediate withdrawal. "From the nebula, this area is restricted," a gravelly voice declared. "Leave now or face annihilation." Reed hurried back to the shuttlecraft, his mind racing. He knew they couldn't abandon their discovery, not after coming so far, but confronting the enemy head-on risked destroying everything they had uncovered. Returning to the Odyssey, he convened an emergency meeting with his senior officers. "We can't fight them directly," Reed stated firmly. Not without risking damage to the structure or losing access to what we've found. We need another way. Chen nodded thoughtfully. What if we use the sphere? If it generates energy signatures like eclipse, maybe we can create a diversion, something big enough to scare them off without actually engaging. It was a risky plan, but it was all they had. With careful maneuvering, the crew retrieved the sphere and transported it to the Odyssey. Once secured, they activated its core systems, causing a surge of energy to ripple outward. The resulting display mimicked the devastating firepower of Eclipse, sending shockwaves through the alien fleet. Ships scrambled to retreat, their commanders unwilling to risk destruction against such overwhelming force. When the dust settled, the invaders were gone, leaving the humans alone once more. Reed exhaled deeply, relief washing over him. They had succeeded, not through aggression but through ingenuity and restraint. Yet even as they celebrated their narrow escape, questions lingered. What exactly had they unleashed? And how would the galaxy react when news of the sphere spread? Back on Earth, President Vasquez addressed the Federation Council, presenting the findings from the expedition. She emphasized the importance of using the sphere responsibly, urging caution rather than haste. This technology represents untold possibilities, she said, her tone measured. But we must remember why we sought it in the first place, to understand ourselves, not to dominate others. Her message resonated with many, though dissenting voices persisted. Some argued that humanity should share the sphere's secrets with trusted allies, fostering cooperation across species. Others insisted on keeping it classified, fearing exploitation by less scrupulous factions. Debates raged for weeks, reflecting the diversity of opinions that defined humanity itself. Meanwhile, Elder Silva of the Lumina Collective reached out once more, offering guidance based on her people's experiences with ancient artifacts. Knowledge is a double-edged sword, she warned. It can elevate or destroy. Choose wisely, for the choices you make will echo across generations. Vasquez took these words to heart, implementing strict protocols to regulate the sphere's study and application. Teams of scientists, ethicists, and philosophers collaborated to ensure its power was used for the greater good. Slowly but surely, humanity began unraveling the mysteries contained within the sphere, gaining insights into their origins and potential. Years passed, and humanity continued to evolve. Their star destroyers patrolled key regions of space, ensuring stability while maintaining an air of mystery. Though whispers of eclipse and the sphere persisted, humanity refrained from flaunting their capabilities. Instead, they focused on peaceful endeavors, sharing knowledge, establishing trade routes, and offering protection to weaker species caught in the crossfire of interstellar politics. This restraint earned them respect and admiration, transforming Earth into a symbol of hope rather than fear. Yet beneath the surface of progress lay lingering tensions. Alien empires watched closely, wary of humanity's growing influence. Some sought alliances, eager to benefit from Earth's advancements. Others plotted revenge, determined to reclaim lost pride. Humanity's leaders understood that peace was fragile, requiring constant vigilance and compromise. In the end, humanity's rise served as both inspiration and warning. From humble beginnings on a single planet, they had ascended to become one of the most powerful forces in the galaxy. But their journey taught them valuable lessons: that strength without wisdom leads to ruin, that unity outweighs division, and that true greatness lies not in domination but in collaboration. As stars twinkled in the endless night, humanity looked outward, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. Their story was far from over, but one truth remained clear. They had proven themselves not merely participants in the cosmic drama, but architects of their own destiny. And with each step forward, they carried the dreams and hopes of countless generations, forging a future where the stars belonged to everyone or no one at all.